everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Alien and my channel is called Silver Moonlight. I'm a lifestyle channel, so I do videos on anything to do with, you know, lifestyle. I do quite a lot on here. It's quite an eclectic channel, and yes, so I upload I don't know, I upload 3 times a week, guys. So please, you know, feel free to subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell so you'll get like reminders of when I upload a video. But today's video is an exciting one. It's a collaboration and it's with 3 other lovely ladies here on YouTube. We are doing like an autumn drinks themed video, and it's going to be some questions that we've all came up with, which we will be answering. Some of them's quite funny, you know, so please, you know, join us. You know, the first part of the video will be me making my cocktail. Now I've decided to make this salted caramel rum hot chocolate. I've just printed this recipe off the internet. I've never had it before, guys. I've never tasted this before. I'm hoping that it's going to be nice. We decided to do a cocktail or just a hot chocolate, but you know, but just a nice autumn drink. Of course I had to have the one with alcohol in. But yes, if you want to know, the 3 other ladies are in this collaboration, and they are Penny B, and from B and Penny B, there's UK Girl, who is Marie, and then there's Tina from Tina's Talk Time. So yes, if you haven't already been on their channels to check them out, I'm going to leave all of their channels in the description box below, so please feel free to go over there and watch their video after you've watched this one, and you know, hear their answers to their questions and see what their drink is. Now I'm going to just start and do the you know, the cocktail here, but I will be talking about the other ladies' channels as well, in case you don't know who they are, you know, and you want to know a little bit about their channels before you go over and check them out. So without further delay, I'm going to jump in and show you the ingredients that you need for this cocktail. It's not a mega amount of ingredients, so I'll just run through them. So it's the salted caramel rum hot chocolate, and all you need is some milk, like 150 millilitres of whole milk. I've got 50 grams of milk chocolate in here. You could use dark as well, just whatever your preference is, but I've just chopped it up. I've got a tin of caramel. Now this is from, I believe it's from Aldi. Yes, it is. It's just a tin of caramel from Aldi. I've got some coarse salt. It said sea salt, but all I have is the coarse salt, so I'm improvising and I'm just going to go with that. The next thing is the rum, dark rum you need, and in Captain Jack Sparrow's words, who drank all the rum? But I think I've got enough here for the drink. So it says 25 millilitres of dark rum, but I guess that's optional. You know, you can put more in or less in, whichever you prefer. So yeah, that's all the ingredients that you need for this autumn alcoholic cocktaily hot drink. So but these other things are optional, you know, totally optional. You don't need these, but I've got some like squirty whipped cream for to put on the top. I've got some sort of little toppers here. So this is vanilla sugar, and this one is hot, it's a cocoa powder. These are from B&M, and they do have these in at the moment. You get a set of like 4 with a stencil. I picked up these as well from Home Bargains. These are lovely for your hot chocolate station, and they're just the Clara's wafer rolls, and they've got chocolate in. Lovely. Next I've got, and these are from Home Bargains as well, and it's just like the little pumpkin marshmallow toppers. So I'm going to put one of them on my drink because I'm going to use one of these lovely pumpkin mugs as well. I haven't hauled these on the channel yet, but they will be coming up in an upcoming haul. So that's my lovely cup to feel all autumnal. and I'm just going to start by, you know, doing this cocktail. So guys, let's do this. Right, I'm just going to pour the milk in the pan, and then I'm going to add, I'm just going to put it on the stove top to warm through. So guys, there it is, my finished drink. So I will leave the recipe and the instructions in the description box below in case you want to recreate this drink. And you can also use, instead of dark rum, guys, you could use Baileys or any spirit really, but Baileys would be really nice. So guys, let's sit down, let's get cozy, and let's answer some questions. I hope you're all sitting nice and cozy with a cuppa. I've got mine here. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I've ate the stick and the little marshmallow pumpkin. So here goes. Oh, it does taste quite nice. Oh yeah, it does actually. I'll pour it down, guys, because I'll end up too drunk to do the Q&A. I think I did put quite a bit of rum in there. So we've put some questions in a pot, and we have to pick out 15 of the questions to answer. So as I say, mine's in this pumpkin pot here. The pumpkin pot's from Home Bargains, and it's $5.99. But before I go into picking the questions out, I do want to tell you about the other ladies' channels if you don't already know about them. The first person is Penny from Being Penny B. Penny is a lovely lady. She lives in Wales, and I love her accent. She's got a really lovely accent. She's does loads of like charity shops and thrift, and she's got a real eye for a bargain. She really has. She honestly, go and watch her charity shop haul. She picks up some amazing things. She also does try-ons as well, and when she can, she gets like out and about, and she vlogs out when she goes to the car boot sales and things like that. And she posts regularly on YouTube as well. She posts every week. So I'm going to, oh, she's married to Howard as well. Howard also has his one channel, which is the Welsh Womble. So please check that one out. And she's got a house full of pets. So me and her, you know, I've got 6 dogs and a cat and animal crazy. So we connect like on different levels, you know. So, you know, she's got a hedgehog, a little pet hedgehog. And honestly, just go over to our channel please and check it out. I'll leave her down below, the link to our channel down below. Next up is I've collabed with Tina before. I think we did, what did we do? Was it a charity shop? Yes, it was a charity shop, wasn't it, Tina? A charity shop challenge. But Tina, she does hauls on here on YouTube. She's dead fashionable, you know what. She's like, I hope she doesn't mind me telling you her age. I'm sure she won't, because she mentions it on her channel in anywhere. But she's 73-year-old, and honestly, she is not like a 73-year-old. She's really trendy, you know. She's got beautiful hair as well. But she does like bits of travel, you know. Her and her friend Sandy go out on days out as well, and she vlogs them, and they get up to some right antics, her and Sandy. But yeah, you must go over to Tina's channel and check her out if you don't already know who she is. She's very down to earth, very friendly. So I'll link, I was going to say Sandy's channel. Maybe Sandy should have a channel, Tina, if you're watching. I'm going to link Tina's channel, you know, in the description box down below. And last but by no means least is Marie from UK Gurl. Now, UK Gurl is spelled UK and then Gurl, and not the traditional way of spelling girl. But Marie lives in America. She's living in Las Vegas, and but she's originally from the UK, and she does a lot of thrifting and like charity shop like hauls, and she does what she does is she hauls these things and then she changes them, you know. She what's the word I'm looking for, you know, recreates things from them and just gives them a new look. And she's really, really good at doing that. She does, as I say, I live in Las Vegas, so she vlogs like the bits of Las Vegas as well, like hotels and things like that. But more so, she's just done a series of videos on our visit to the UK. And she visited, she's got about, is it 4 or 5 videos up of our visits to the UK, which she came over with 2 of her friends, and the brilliant. I would suggest you go and like watch them videos, because I really, really enjoyed them. You know, she visits the Cotswolds in London, and they even get on the train to France, you know, to Paris. So yeah, I'm going to leave Marie's channel linked down below as well, so you can go and check Marie out. But right, I want to get on and answer these questions in here. So let's go. I'll have a sip of my drink first, if you don't mind. Oh, that is going down way too easy. Oh, that's really nice. I think that's going to replace my traditional Friday hot chocolate. You know, I do a Friday hot chocolate into the week. And I think it's going to have a bit of rum in from now on. It's really nice. So the first question I've got them in here is, what is the one thing you could wish for that doesn't exist today? Okay. So probably not the question like I would want for my first question, but I'm going to answer it. It doesn't exist today, and that would be a total cure for cancer. I wish they could totally eradicate it. I wish there was a cure for all cancers across the board. It's something very close to my heart. I've lost quite a few people to this dreadful disease. You know, this it's a horrible disease, and I'm sure everybody has been affected by cancer to some description in their life, whether, you know, you've had it yourself, whether a relative, a friend, you know, even a pet, you know, because pets get cancer as well. And that would be my wish, that it doesn't exist today, and I wish there was a cure for cancer. But I've got like a kind of another answer for this one as well, but that would be my first answer. Second would be, I wish my mum and dad were still here today, because they're no longer with me, and I do miss them every day. Oh, wow. Okay, let's move on to something a little bit more lighthearted. Oh, this is a little bit more lighthearted. What crazy adventure would you like to try? Oh dear. Crazy adventure I'd like to try, I would say, I mean, it's not going to be bungee jumping or anything like that, because I'm terrified of heights. I would say I would like to live off grid. I would like to be self-sufficient and live off grid. Like grow my own vegetables, grow my own food, you know, yeah, be totally self-sufficient like that, and live in a, like, remotely. And you might think, well, that's not so much as a crazy adventure, but it really would be for me, because I live in the city. I've always lived in the city, and I'm like not very good with plants and things like that. I'm pretty much a mass murderer when it comes to plants. But so it would be like a crazy thing for me to do, you know, to like totally move from the city into the sticks and just be like live off what I produce, you know. But I think it would be brilliant, you know. I think could I adapt? I would like to try. I would like to give it a go. And kind of another answer would be, I've always wanted to go backpacking. Now, I never ever had the opportunity when I was younger to do that, but I would like to think that me and David would go backpacking, and I think probably I would like to go to Australia backpacking. I think that would be my first place that I would go to. So yeah, the little traveller in me wants to go backpacking. So that answers that question. So guys, moving on to another question. Which famous person I would like to be friends with? Right, do you know what? This is going to have to be Johnny Depp. I absolutely think he's such a really nice, cool guy. I would love to hear, because he sings, he doesn't just act, and he's very funny and entertaining, and you know, he does it. It's not just an actor; he's a singer as well. Like, and he plays his own like music. He plays instruments, and I just think he would be such good fun to spend time with. So I would love to be friends with Johnny Depp. Oh, moving on. Next question. Okay, what would you call a male ladybird? It's a ladybird, isn't it? Still a ladybird. It's not a Mr. Bird. I would call a male ladybird. Ladybird. Oh, Lenny. Let's call it Lenny. All male ladybirds call Lenny. Okay, so next question is, oh, who is your secret crush? This isn't really too secret, actually. It's not secret at all, because I'm, you know, everybody knows who it is, and it's Chris Hemsworth, Thor. Wow, what can I say about Thor? He's just gorgeous, isn't he? He's just gorgeous. So Chris Hemsworth is my secret, not so secret crush. Mind, I do like Johnny Depp as well. And Ryan Reynolds. I quite like Ryan Reynolds because he's so funny. You know, I think in guys, I look for humour. You know, I look for good looks as well. You can tell if it's Chris Hemsworth, Ryan Reynolds and Johnny Depp, they're all good looking guys. But I like funny guys, you know, kind and funny guys. So, but I've got my David and he's all of them. So, next question. Have you ever made a prank call? No, I haven't. I've never made a prank call. But I remember years ago, you know, ringing back home and not having any money and having to dial the operator on 150, I think it was, and asking to reverse the charges, like to my, you know, my parents, like to my home, because I didn't have any money to phone my mum, and I'd ring up and say, can you, I'd like, you know, reverse the charges, and my mother would be like, yes, I'll accept them. So it's not really a prank call, but I used to do that quite a bit, which probably annoyed her, because, you know, I would ring and it wasn't even anything important. I'd be like, well, what's for tea? I guess I might have been really annoying. Oh, okay. So, who is your dream YouTube collaboration? So, I was like thinking, well, this for me isn't like a brand or anything like that. This is a person. So the person who I'd really like to collaborate with is, who would be my dream collaboration, is Mr Carrington, Ewan, and each channel's called Mr Carrington, and he's absolutely lovely. He's such a sweet, lovely guy. I think he does like all sorts on his channel. He does travel as well. He's recently been to Rome, and he does like a thrift store, like thrift charity shop, shopping, like hauls, and he does DIYs as well. And there's one DIY that always I remember and sticks out in my mind, and he did this lovely cool shelf, and he used 2 hula hoops, and what else did he use on it? Some like mesh of a chip, what you cook chips on, and he made it look like a what's it called, wicker kind of. It looked wicker kind of thing, like a hoop with the shelves. Honest, like it looked very bohemian. Yeah, it was a really brilliant DIY. The best I've seen, I think. You know, it just looked so good. And you know that he uses it as well, like when he makes things, and he actually, you know, puts them in his home and uses it. And he's got a lovely home as well, like a lovely apartment. And yeah, I think he's he just comes across as a lovely guy, you know. I think he's got a really kind soul, and that comes across in his videos. So if you don't know who he is, I mean, I'm sure you will, honestly, I'm sure you'll know who he is. But I'll link his channel as well in the description box below, so you can go and check out Mr Carrington's channel. So that's my dream YouTube collaboration. I will guess there'll be another one as well, because I really like Rosie Henshaw, and also Catherine from Dainty Diaries, because she's collabed with Mr Carrington before as well, and I really like her. She's brilliant. She's an Irish girl, and she's only little, but she's so independent, and I really admire that, you know. And she does some brilliant crafts. She does some brilliant like DIYs and things, because she does like a little cottage house up in Ireland. And so if I'm going to link her channel as well, so if you want to pop over and see Catherine's channel, but yeah, there are some brilliant YouTubers out there, you know. So the next question is, worst cooking disaster. Oh my goodness, I've had a few of them. I have had a few of them. I'm just going to take a sip of my drink, my lovely drink, before it gets cold. Oh, you can taste the rum in that. My worst cooking disaster, actually, there's 3 that spring to mind. My first one is, it's the same thing I tried to cook. I tried to cook it twice and failed miserably on both occasions. So I had to cover some sickness leave, and I was drafted to another project other than the one that I normally work at. So anyway, it was a homeless drop-in centre. So I was there for 2 weeks, and my job, one of my job roles was I was tasked with to cook a meal for everyone. And I had a budget, you know, to stick to. So I decided to do corned beef and potato hash. Now that's just like corned beef, onions, and carrots I put in. So, you know, I came in under budget, did all that, set about cooking it, and in the kitchen, you know, there were huge catering pans, which I'm not used to cooking with, and so I set about and I did this corned beef hash, and I was in the kitchen, and from time to time I was stirring it and that, and I did like crusty bread with it as well. So they're all sitting in the dining area, and they're waiting for this corned beef hash, and I thought, right, I'm going to give it one big last stir, and then that'll be it. So I stirred it, and it smelled burnt. And I was like, what? It can't be burnt, it looks fine. And what it was, the bottom was burning underneath, and the spoon that I was using, I wasn't getting further down, like deep to the bottom of the pan. So it was burning on the bottom of the pan. So when I stirred it, it kind of made it all burnt. You know, these burnt, honestly, it was awful. And I did apologise, but I served it out, and I thought maybe they won't notice. So I served it out, and I put like bread on the table, and I went in like the other room, the adjoining room, and I'm busy sorting through like donations and things, and I hear them saying, tastes a bit funny this, doesn't it? It's that new lass. She can't cook. I was chuckling at that, and I came out and I went, I'm really, really sorry. Next week's will be fine. You know, please have some bread. So that was that one. And I mean, bless them, they did eat it, you know, but we all laughed about it, you know, they were all in good spirits. And the next one was corned beef hash. I did cook it at home, and all the family were like, what is this? Oh, I'm not eating that. It tastes something funny about that. And I thought, oh, well, I'll just give it to the dogs. And honestly, even the dogs wouldn't eat it. The dogs would not eat that corned beef hash. It was that bad. So I don't do corned beef hash anymore. It's just safer to avoid it. And another cooking disaster is you know, I was at school and we did home economics back in those days, which was like you did needlework and sewing, and you did also cookery. So it was part of the cookery one. And I had to do jam roly-poly. And I did this jam roly-poly. I thought to the recipe. But when I got it home, it was like I was trying to get it out because we had baskets in them days, like cookery baskets. And it was like a wicker basket. So my mum's like trying to get it out. It weighed a ton. It was so heavy. And it was like a suet pudding. So my mum took it out, and it was just breaking. It was just cracking. And it was awful, mind. And she cut into it, and like we tried it, and she was like, it's awful. And what I'd done is I'd done the jam, but I forgot to put the sugar in, like in the suet mixture. So it was a savoury kind of dumpling with a jam filling. So you can imagine how gross that was. So again, we offered it to the dogs. And even the dogs wouldn't touch it. So yeah, they were my cooking disasters. But I do cook some other things well, you know. I've learned from my mistakes, but I still won't cook on beef hash. Okay, moving on to my next question. As a child, what was your favourite game you liked to play? Oh, I don't know. There was loads of things I liked to play. It depends if, I suppose if there was other people playing out, you know, because back in them days, it was like if your friends were playing out, you'd all play things like, you know, games where you would join in. We had one called Queenie Who's Got the Ball, and we used to tie a big skipping rope to the lamppost, and you know, you used to turn the skipping rope, and everybody used to be like skipping in this, and it was across the road, you know, because I mean there wasn't a lot of cars on the roads in them days either. Nowhere near as many as there is now. But yeah, I used to like playing like that big skippy game. And British Bulldog was another one we played. It was like just all games, and Tig, you know, or tag. We used to call it Tiggy. Up here in the northeast it was Tiggy, where you had to like tag somebody and you would run and then you were it. I used to like games like that. But mostly I guess if I was on my own, I used to really like hopscotch. So I would play hopscotch, and I would play skips. I used to love my skipping ropes. I would skip, and I like to do handstands as well. And what else did I? Oh, that I used to. Yeah, how could I forget that? You know, I used to have two tennis balls and be against the wall, and like, you know, like I don't know what it's called. We used to call it two baller. I don't know, because you had two balls, but then you could add a third ball in or wherever. But you used to like play against a wall and catch them, and yeah, I used to love playing that. So I guess they were my favourite childhood games. Have you ever gone a day without wearing underwear? Now, does this mean a day outside? Or I have gone a day without wearing underwear inside, you know, when I haven't gone out that day. But a day outside without wearing underwear? No, I haven't done that. I don't think I could step out the door without having my, you know, underwear on. And certainly like bra, you know, I need the scaffolding, guys. I need the scaffolding. So, next question is funniest drunk incident. Funniest drunk incident. Oh, I'm sure there's been loads, but I probably can't remember because I was drunk. Oh, one that springs to mind. Oh God. Okay, so I was out in a nightclub with my friends. This was years and years ago, and we were on the dance floor, but we were like on the perimeter of the dance floor, and I had big platform heels on, and I had my drink. You know, and we're standing on the edge of the dance floor, you know, giving this and trying to look cool and all of that, and I slipped, and I went down like just went down on the ground, and I don't think I was even drunk, you know. Not like I was tipsy, I guess, but I wasn't like falling all over drunk, although I did fall. And yes, I hit the ground and got back up, and you know, we thought, oh, there was actually wet on the floor, on the edge of the dance floor, and I'd slipped on the wet. So we scarpered. I was like, oh, you know, and we went in the bathroom. I got myself tidied up and things, and then we went back out. I think we might have got another drink, or, you know, walked around a little bit, and then we went back to that spot. Me totally forgetting all about falling over, and you never guess what happened. Yes, down again, exact same spot. It was like Groundhog Day, it really was. And from then on, I didn't go back to that spot. We stayed away from that part. So that was my probably funniest drunken moment, I guess. I can't really think of any more. I'm sure there will be. I'm sure my friends could think of a million. The best party you ever hosted. Oh, again, this is quite a hard one because I've hosted quite a few parties in my time. I think it would have to be a Halloween party that I had when the kids were younger, and it was for like the kids and adults, and we all had to dress up, even the adults, you know, and we just had such a good time. My friends came round beforehand, you know, like a couple of days before, and we decorated all. It was in here actually. We decorated all in here, all in the kitchen, all in the living room, you know, the all downstairs, even the upstairs we decorated as well, like in the bathroom. And we decorated out here on the patio, and I had a gazebo here at the time, and we hung this witch. It was a pinata, and it was a witch pinata, and it was from Asda. I remember getting it from Asda. We filled it full of sweets and treats for the kids, and the kids had been trying to, you know, with the little stick that you get with a pinata, they've been trying to bash this pinata and get the sweets and things out, and they just weren't having any success. So us adults were like, come on, move aside, you know, we'll do it, we'll get it open, you know, we'll get it open for you and have all the sweets. So we all had a go at this pinata, and honestly, even the guys couldn't break it open. Us girls had a go, but even the guys were like, come on, move aside, you know, let the guys have a go. And honestly, nobody could open this pinata. It was absolutely indestructible. So eventually we were hitting it that hard, it came off its string and it hit the ground, and we thought, well, this is it, you know, it's going to have burst open now. It hadn't burst open. So there was some bricks lying around, and I picked up a brick and I just smashed the brick off it, like to try and get it, and the brick just bounced off it and didn't open it. And honestly, this pinata, we just could not open it. And eventually, I can't even remember how we did it. I think we got like a you know, like a bread knife, like a serrated knife, and we had to like literally like kind of saw it open. And the reason why it's like the best party is because we were all just so like laughing, you know. It was so funny, this witch pinata, honestly. And like, you know, we just had such a brilliant time, and the kids were young, you know, and I think things are always nicer when you've got kids around, and you know, you're having fun and you do it for the kids, don't you? And I guess you kind of reliving your youth as well, you know, through your kids. So yeah, and just just everybody enjoyed it. It was like a party for everybody, the kids and adults. So yes, that was my best party I've ever hosted. My next one is, I forgot any more. Oh, right, there's this one and one more, guys. So it's the West holiday. The West holiday I've had. I would say the West holiday. Well, so we went to, I booked it. I didn't really consult with anybody, but I booked it. And we all went away. It was a family holiday. And so I was working on a budget, and I booked it. It was an all-inclusive, and it was to Greece. I think it was Corfu where we went, and we arrived at the place, and it was nothing like what we saw, you know, online. Nothing like it at all. And then we were like, where's our room type of thing, our apartment. And they took us a mile down the road to these apartments. They weren't even on like the complex or anything. So that was a bit disappointing. But it was the pits, guys. I'm not joking. It was really, really bad. You know, the pool, if you got in the pool, they were putting like too much chlorine or something in the pool, and if you were going in with a white bikini, it was coming out yellow. You were literally coming out the pool yellow. So I said to the kids, you're not going in the pool or anything like that. The food was atrocious. I mean, we found flies in the dishes and all sorts. So what we did was we just didn't eat there. We didn't, and before we went, this place had gone, the place that I booked with had gone bust, and when I got there I had to pay for the holiday again, because although I'd paid this holiday company, they hadn't paid the place. So I had to pay immediately when we got there, and then I had to argue, you know, when I got back. So I paid for the holiday twice, but I did eventually get refunded one of the costs. But so it was a bad start of the holiday, having to pay for the holiday again as soon as I got there. But it was like the fact that the food and the place, and it was atrocious. It really, really was. But it turned out to be one of our best holidays, because and that's purely because of the things that we did, and you know, the company. And it was, we just went to different bars, and the bars have pools there. So we went to this one bar, which we really, really liked. So we used their pool mostly, and we really only kept like the accommodation as just asleep, like a place to sleep. And we were out most of the time, you know, on excursions and days out and things like that. So yes, we had some like great fun, and Corfu is just a beautiful island. You know, you can't it's just outstandingly beautiful. So yeah, I think, you know, it was just the accommodation, and you know, nothing to do with Corfu itself. I would love to go back, actually. It was really, really beautiful. So that was the kind of West holiday. But you know what, I'll always try and find a positive. Oh, West hairdo. Okay, so my West hairdo, and I've got a few actually, but this one in particular I remember, and I was really, really young, and I think I was like 17, something like that. I was in my teens, and I decided I was gonna get my hair cut, and I was gonna go it short, in a short bob, and a short curly, like wavy, not curly, a short wavy bob, and it was going to be blonde. And bearing in mind I was very dark brown hair, so I went to the hairdresser, and she did it, and she did it all in one setting, like all in one seating, sorry. So she bleached my hair, and then she permed it all in the same day. So you can imagine the damaging effects it had on my hair. So my hair was just like splitting, you know, it was just horrendous. It was just dried and split and snapping and frizzy and everything you could think of. My hair was that. And yeah, that's and I had to like stick with this hairdo, you know, until it grew and it got, you know, to a certain length where all of this deadness was cut off, you know, all the dead ends and things, and the colour finally grew out. So yes, that would be definitely my worst hairdo. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this kind of funny questions and answers video. I've enjoyed doing it actually, and thank you to the ladies for inviting me to do this collaboration with them. And please go and check out their channels. I've listed them in the description box below. So just thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.